Hey Lori, okay, I'm going to kind of walk you through how to take care of the performance notifications for restricted products removal. But I'm also going to show you how to be taking care of these notification of product removal by Amazon Product Safety. I will have all of these emails starting today. I'll get it set up later today where these emails auto forward to you. So they will show up in your inbox for you to take care of. These ones don't show in performance notifications, but these ones, the notification of restricted products removal, obviously you can tell they're the same right there. So I'm going, those come in the same. So I'm going to, these two different types we kind of handle the same way. So yeah, to get to performance notifications, you should have this access. You just hover over performance and then click on performance notifications. I think you can also click that, yeah, so you hover over the flag or click on it and then you click on kind of the hyperlink there. And you will find that performance notifications tend to arrive in duplicates with these restricted products removal. I haven't clicked into this one yet. I don't even think I clicked into that one, so I'm not sure why it's marked as red, but they're usually the same. We haven't had very many. I've had a lot of other stuff coming up. And also just so you know, these brand health ones, they can be ignored. You can always just mark them as red because that's just saying that it's a product that we don't have the buy box for or currently, and it might be because our price is a little bit higher or something. But usually we don't do anything with those. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I'm going to start with these removed by Amazon Product Safety. So you just click into it, and usually there's only 1 to maybe 3 ASINs listed in these at a time. And they're just products that Amazon reviewed or they've received safety concerns, and so that they're removing this product themselves. They can be appealed. If you submit, it'll tell you what kind of test report they want if you are going to appeal it. Most of the time it's a product that we don't carry or we've never sold, so there's no point in trying to appeal those. So what I do is I just take this ASIN and I copy it, and I will come into Forecaster and I will paste it in here. And you can handle these emails one at a time if you want, or what I like to do is if I've got a bunch of emails at once, I will kind of take care of them all together. And so I have a few in here, so I just did that one. I'm going to come into here, another safety concern. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to get this one too. And then I'm going to go ahead. This one doesn't have the action required. Oh, so these ones are a little bit different, but not really. They're still, it's just stuff that's saying, it's not stuff that they've necessarily removed because of safety concerns. It's just something that up front they are expecting safety documentation. So yeah, if this documentation is not provided, we'll no longer sell these children's school supply ASINs. So there's 4 on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and put these 4 on here. And so yeah, it's just copy and paste. and search ASIN. I'm going to come in here and make sure. Usually those ones I try to do separately, like, because they're just formatted a little bit differently. Oh, whoops, I need to come back to Forecaster. Okay, so it's pulled up all the ASINs that we have. Sometimes, like, you'll find that they will send us a notice for one of these ASINs and we don't have it in Forecaster. Those, we may have sold it at one point, but it's not even in our system anymore. So we're going to put D&Os on these and delete them. And you can do this from Forecaster. I like to click on the do not order because then it kind of filters if one has already been D&O'd. Then you can click on one, and then if you do Control Shift and hold that on your keyboard and then click on the bottom, it will automatically highlight all of them. It'll select them all. Ignore the first pop-up box. We want to close that because that pop-up box, if I clicked the reason, it would only do it for the first box I clicked. And we want it to apply to all. So we're going to, now that all they're selected, I'm going to click Control F1 on my keyboard. And that brings that box up again, but this will apply for all selected boxes. I'm going to say Amazon restricted. You could get more specific and say like product safety docs required or something like that. I normally just do Amazon restricted though, because it's not something, like, we've never sold it before. If there was a product we had sold in the past, like, so we had a sales history, I would put maybe a note like need safety docs, because then there's a chance it could be ordered again in the future. But just mark these as Amazon restricted, click OK, and it highlights all of them. And then now to delete them, you can check them all. When there's only a few like this, that's not so bad, but if you have like a longer list and it can take a while to select them all, you can come up here to Dashboard Actions, click on that, and this second one, check delete button on all, will go ahead and fill in all of those check boxes for you. And you can click delete checked. So it's saying delete all the boxes that are checked, and click OK. If there was one of these ASINs that maybe we were currently selling and we did have current inventory in, you can look into trying to appeal. You can either try and contact the distributor or manufacturer and see if you can get those documents that are mentioned in the email, or you can just remove or destroy the inventory. It kind of depends on what the product is, how much we have of it, and what's the value of it. If it's something that is kind of insignificant in value, meaning we don't have very much invested into it, I would say just destroy it, the inventory, or liquidate it with Amazon. So, you know, we're trying to focus on the bigger stuff. And as we know from other experiences, it can be difficult to gather documentation, especially when it comes to testing certification. But okay, so we've taken care of all of those, and now we're going to do this one. So I did receive 2. So usually there is not this many. This is just yesterday. We received this notification yesterday, and the Washington Redskins football team made the announcement with the NFL that they're going to rename the team, and so Amazon went ahead and removed all of those teams' name and logo products from Amazon. And so these are all ones that we either have a listing created for, we've sold it in the past, or are currently selling. And then you will find, if we click into here, it should be the exact same email. You can kind of scroll down. let's see, we have one, you know, it's all the same ASIN. We just obviously have 3 different SKUs for it. But, you know, they've been identified as an unapproved vet product according to the FBA. So they've classified it as restricted. So that one, so we can kind of scroll down here and see if, yeah. So this email and this performance notification are the exact same thing. So I like to just handle it from the email, and then, you know, you can just come into performance notifications, look into it, make sure that's the one, it's one that you've done, so it's marked as red. So how I like to take care of these is I just copy and paste all of the ASINs. So I've copied them all. I mean, sometimes there'll be multiple sections, and then I like to open Excel. Blank workbook, and I'm going to paste it into here and scroll down, and then I'm going to delete these rows that have them. And now what we're going to do is we're going to remove, we want just the ASINs. And the way that I found easiest is to just use the find and search tool, or the find, search, and remove tool is what it's more like. So I click in this top box, and then I do Control-Shift-Down arrow on my keyboard, and it's going to highlight all of, you know, this column that I have. And then I'm going to click Control-F, or it just brings up the Find and Replace window. I'm actually not sure how to find it the long way. I just know Control-F is the keyboard shortcut. Click on Replace, and then, so we're going to do two searches of this. So I'm just going to type in ASIN with the colon and the space. And then I'm going to click Replace All. Okay, so that removed everything at the beginning of the ASIN. And now I'm going to come in, and you'll notice it's everything has the ASIN, comma, blank, and then it goes into other stuff. So I'm going to put comma, space, star, or asterisk. And that asterisk, excuse me, says I want to remove everything that comes after this comma space. So we're going to click Replace All, OK, and Close. And so now we have a nice clean list of just the ASINs. So I'm going to select all of those again, and to do that I just did Control-Shift-Down on the keyboard, and now I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to come into my forecaster, and I'm going to search all of these ASINs. And I did do this yesterday. I did look into this. So a lot of them have already been deleted. So usually they still show up, so I'm not sure why they aren't showing up, but it is showing us the ones that we still have inventory for. So I've already de-ennoed all of them. I didn't delete anything because we have inventory at the moment, and still trying to decide what we need to do with this inventory. My first thought was maybe I'll just leave it, and you know, they chances are they might bring the listings up for people to continue selling, but I've done a little more research over the last couple hours, and I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. So what I would do is I would just go in and I would liquidate all of this inventory. But I'm not going to do that right now for the sake of this video, because honestly, it's usually really rare that when we do these searches from these listings that we actually have anything that has current inventory. This was just kind of a random thing just with this recent change with just some political stuff going on in the country at the moment. But anyways, so that's all been done. Let's go ahead and look into this one because I have not done this one yet. And this one should be, let's see, those may have been a duplicate. I don't think so. No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, so this notification I just clicked into is the same as this email. So it looks like we've got some more ASINs that they closed due to the recent announcement. And then we've got 3 that more unapproved vet products. And I promise normally you do not have this many many ASINs on here to deal with. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did, which is I selected all of my ASINs. I'm going to come in here and, just create a blank spreadsheet, and I'm going to paste it. I'm going to do my Control F again, and I want to search for, always do the ASIN one first, otherwise it kind of, doing the comma space thing it doesn't quite work the same for some reason. So I did the ASIN, and always make sure it's ASIN comma space. Otherwise you'll have that space in the front. And then we go comma space asterisk, replace all, okay. And I'm going to copy those, and I'm going to come and put those into Forecaster. And so this would be more like yesterday when I did the previous email, like this is more what it would look like. So, we've still got some of that sports brand or sports team stuff, it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Do Not Order. I don't know what that error is for, but so it just it puts all the Do Not Orders together, so it makes it a little easier to select all of the remaining. Oops, I need to scroll back up here to the top. Okay, so I'm going to click the first blank. I'm going to do Control Shift on my keyboard, and I'm going to scroll down. I probably could scroll down first. So now I'm going to do Control Shift on my keyboard and click on this bottom space. So select them all, exit out of the first box. And sometimes the first box doesn't show up. And if it doesn't, like if you wait like 5-10 seconds and it doesn't show up, then go ahead and click your Control F1. So Control F1, going to go ahead and say Amazon restricted. Okay. And if you do every once in a while it happens to me, I will click Amazon restricted on the first box that pops up, and it will only put the X in the first box that's selected, and then I just know, oops, I didn't do that. So then I just reselect everything and make sure I do the Control F1 for the box. And then what I'm going to do, so I can go ahead and delete all of those that we don't have inventory for. I just clicked on the current stock column, and it filters all of the ones that have stock versus all the ones that don't. So then I'm going to come up here in Dashboard Actions, check Delete button on all. But before I actually delete them, I'm going to uncheck these ones with inventory, because I want to do either remove the inventory, liquidate it, dispose of it, or whatever I'm going to do with that inventory before I delete the listing. So I just unselected those and delete checked, okay. And usually just give it a minute or two. It doesn't really give you okay, everything's deleted action. Usually you can tell if you try to click somewhere else and it actually loaded. So I know that action's been done. If it lags, then it's still loading and it's still trying to do that. But anyways, so that is how you do those. Like I said, I will make sure that these emails get auto-forwarded to you. Then you can just, when you take care of them, you can come into the performance notifications and you can mark them as read. It makes it just a little easier way to maybe track them for you. And then it also just kind of keeps our notifications from stockpiling super high. And then also while I'm gone, like these Amazon.com inquiries, we might get a few of them, or like notice policy warnings. These I do get in an email as well. So even if it may not be taken, it might not be marked as red yet in the performance notifications, they are being taken care of at the moment. Other than, like I said, these brand health action required ones, you can just mark them as red. And then I understand that Rose will be doing the NCX, the Negative Customer Experiences report. So I don't know if she's going to be checking the performance notifications exactly, but you know, these can just be marked as red if she's just taking care of things on the actual dashboard for them. But other than that, thank you so much for taking over this. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.